Do you feel like there's never enough time for what you really want to do in life? At least that's what I initially thought back then, but I've started to implement small time saver techniques here and there, which now allow me to work more than 100 hours a week on the things that I actually enjoy, while saying no to the things I don't. Hi, Jared here, and today let's talk about productivity. Alright, the first piece of advice is to watch or listen to the content at twice the speed. Many videos are still surprisingly watchable at 2x the speed, like YouTube for instance. Although I probably would not recommend it for entertaining content, so the music you like to listen to, movies or series, or even things you need to focus on a lot, like tutorial. But otherwise, it allows you to multiply your watchable content by 2, or to get twice as much free time for anything else you would not have the time for. Alright, tip number 2, keep track of your time. And I found that time blocking is the most efficient way to make every single hour count each and every day. Time blocking is a time management method that allows you to divide your day into blocks of time. So each block is dedicated to accomplishing a specific task or group of tasks, and only those specific tasks. It helped me go from working 40-ish hours a week to 100 hours a week now, so an increase of roughly 240%. Not bad, right? So how to do it? Well, take a pen or a piece of paper, or open your favorite calendar app on your phone, like tablet or whatever, and ask yourself what is the most important task today. Let's say Wednesday. I know for me it is writing a script for my YouTube channel, so from 7 to 8 o'clock I will be writing a script tomorrow morning and nothing else. Then I usually go to the gym between 8 to 10:30. I work in a restaurant from 10:30 to 15. I have no other choice but to go to work, obviously. Then I have to record the 2 videos for the next week, and I use the technique called batching, where I group the same task on the same day. And this alone saves me around 30 minutes a week, otherwise I would have to set up the lighting, table, microphone and camera for both the recording and shooting the thumbnail twice. And then I start to edit the first video I recorded until I think 10 o'clock. And finally, I read about an hour on my Kindle. My third tip is to do only one thing at a time, or in other words, monotasking. So that speaks for itself. Monotasking is simply focusing on one task at a time, while multitasking is trying to focus on multiple tasks in the same time frame. I've always thought that I was good at multitasking, that I was more efficient, doing more in less time, but this is more wrong than anything else. In fact, I was just switching between multiple tasks while slowly losing focus on what truly mattered. And I feel like lots of people around me are doing the same. The simple answer is doing one task fully for 1 hour, maybe 2, without any distractions. I personally love the Pomodoro technique, which consists of taking 5-minute breaks every 25 minutes of deep work. So, step 1, pick a task. Step 2, set a 25-minute timer. Step 3, work on your task and only on your selected task. Try to remove distractions like notifications and ambient noisy sounds. Step 4, take a 5-minute break. Do whatever you want, like drinking some water, watching or reading something you can easily enjoy. Step 5, repeat the 4 last steps again, so this can give you roughly 2 hours and 30 minutes of deep work with only a 30-minute break. Not bad, right? Alright, tip number 4, take advantage of technology. We live in a digital world, and it has a tendency to become increasingly digital, so why not take advantage of it? I'm thinking about Google Calendar, which is literally like an assistant that can schedule your whole life in a matter of minutes, completely for free. And our phones are literally the best assistant we could ever have. They let us set reminders and timers so that our brain doesn't feel overwhelmed by useless things and it can entirely focus on one important task at a time. I also love Todoist, which is one of the best apps I've ever used in my life. Also allows me to capture any piece of thoughts, then write it down somewhere in Google Docs. It can be an idea for a YouTube script, for instance, some random thoughts, etc, etc. Tip number 5, use batching. Probably all do it, even if we are not aware of it. But I really began to use it when I started my YouTube channel. Batching allows me to have a full-time job and a YouTube channel at the same time. In short, it consists of grouping the same tasks together instead of repeating them throughout the whole week. For instance, I record all of my videos in the same time frame, usually Wednesday afternoon. I probably save 2 hours a week, and I can use those 2 hours to read books, for instance. Alright, my tip number 6 is to have one powerful morning routine. I think that the first waking hour is by far the most important one for the whole day. I wouldn't say that it can make or break your day, but it allows me to get ready without losing time. So I do two things, and first I put my phone away far from bed, usually on my desk. And this forces me to wake up every day at the same time to stop that noisy alarm clock, which I found to be the best way to wake up efficiently. And secondly, I simply don't touch my phone for 1 hour to avoid being distracted by social media or this kind of stuff. I just want to get the first task done, which is always the most difficult one, so that I can focus on lighter tasks only. And tip number 7. Wear the same clothes each day. And this is what's known as the decision fatigue, which is the psychological condition where making a decision in the present will reduce your decision-making ability in the future. Simply put, every decision you make uses up your mental energy, and just the simple act of thinking about whether you should choose between A and B will tire you out and reduce your brain power. And this means that the more decisions you have to make throughout the day, the weaker your decision-making process will become. That's why many successful individuals like Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg decided to reduce the amount of decisions they make throughout the day by doing things such as choosing to adopt one type of clothes each day. Steve Jobs always wore the exact same clothes every single keynote, or Matt Davella, who uses either his white or grey shirts. Alright, the 8th and last tip is to read audiobooks. But if you're like me, you would probably like to read more books in a month, but you cannot hit your desired target. And audiobooks are the best way to bypass that time constraints, and you basically can listen to books anywhere. Cars, planes, streets, etc. The only drawback is that sometimes you cannot take notes when note-taking is essential when it comes to memorizing what you've just learned. Alright, if you want to know more about note-taking, the video is right here. And if you want 7 tips about productivity, the video is right here. Thanks so much for watching, feel free to leave a comment down below, subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, I will see you in the next one.